Well,
Well, this is what
all
coming
you
from
want.
our media, though. Our media kept saying that they've wanted a point guard since day one.
So I take it more they need another ball handler. And I
Yeah.
think Russ was the guy that they need. That's all they really needed. They didn't really need Russ and James on the team at the same time. And when they had Russ, Kawhi, and Paul George, they had the best offensive high rating trio in the league to start off the year, I think in 23-24 before they got James Harden. But when you bring Harden into the mix, that brings Westbrook off the bench. That takes the ball out of his hands because Harden and Westbrook play the exact same way. They need the ball. You can't have them both at the same time and get the most out of them. So when you brought him in, that puts Westbrook off the bench. Well, ironic is here comes Westbrook, and I like what that guy said on the show when Adelman said that Adelman believed in his guys more. He means Westbrook. Because if that was Tyronn Lue, he would have just benched him on the bench like he did last year. But they took a risk putting him out there, and he won them 2-3 games.
But his fit was better with the Nuggets than it was with our team after Harden was there. After Harden was there, Westbrook was hit or miss for us, especially after that injury. Wouldn't you agree? His confidence was not the same. And Russ runs on feeling like he has opportunity to fix his mistakes in game.
Well, think about it. If, let's say, you got the keys, like let's say the Sun series, Westbrook balled out. I think he averaged 23 points per game. He shot the ball really well. He shot the ball really well from that half of the season with the Clippers. So you did all that and you played well in that Sun season, and you didn't have Kawhi or PG for the last 3 games. And I think all those games were competitive, and you showed yourself to be what you were. You get a full training camp the following year.
And they replaced
you. Exactly. So you finally get an opportunity to show yourself, and then all of a sudden you bench me after I did what I did, and then you bring this guy in out of nowhere. Nobody knows how Harden even got here.
I took a lot of heat though, bro, for saying all that stuff you just said when we got Harden, but people twisted it as me saying that I think Westbrook is better than Harden right now, which I don't think he is. I felt that way about Westbrook, that the balance was perfect with 2-on-3. I thought we didn't need another guy who was going to take the ball out of their hands that much. A lot of people would. So let me ask you this. This is my final question. What do you say to all the people that, called me an idiot for saying that by saying, look, dude, we get your point about fit and whatnot, but you're an idiot because Harden is that much better than Westbrook. It's not even close. You always need the better player because Westbrook right now is not good enough to be a starting point guard in a contending team, and Harden is. What do you think about that?
Well, I would tell them to do their history. First off, number one, and this is the slander of the media, what they've done to Westbrook. They have slandered this man's name like I have never seen. First off, when Harden went to his only championship, who was he backing up?
Westbrook. The Harden fans, forget the Rockets fans. The Harden fans are going to say that was a long time ago. Harden sent him packing in 5 games in 2017 and has been an MVP candidate, top 2 for almost. He could have won 4 MVPs.
So you're a good
Harden guy. You know that.
I would say you're a good James Harden's a great regular season player. This is what Harden fans always do. They always revert to the regular season. If you look through history, Westbrook's a better playoff performer, as you've seen. As you just seen this year, Harden only averaged 18 points. See, he was the reason why him and Norman Powell, why we lost that series. He didn't come to play, especially in that game 7. Westbrook and Christian Braun actually held James Harden those last 3 games. They always revert to the regular season. Harden has had help around him that Westbrook has not had. He's had all the 3-point shooting around him, all those pieces around. They play the exact same way. All those OKC teams that Westbrook had with no Kevin Durant, can you name the roster that he had when Kevin Durant left?
Yeah, okay. So this is going to be hilarious because I'm going to play devil's advocate for James Harden. So Harden fans, y'all better clip this and soak it in and milk it because I'm about to come back at this and defend your boy like I've never defended him on a public forum or whatever.
Go ahead. I'm ready.
I'm a Westbrook guy. I'm not a Harden guy. But, bro, in 2015, Russell Westbrook, when KD left, his team never got out of the first round. And it was partially due to his performances. And I love Westbrook. Against the Jazz, he had injuries in both series against the Jazz and the Blazers. I'm not saying he was 100% healthy, but there's a lot of guys in the history of the basketball that have had injuries in series, and they have great games in the series, and they have bad games in the series. So it's hard to tell how much of that is because of the injury. Westbrook did not play well enough against the Blazers. Damian Lillard completely outplayed him. And same with the Jazz series, Donovan Mitchell outplayed him. And when they played against the Rockets in 2017, I completely agree that Harden's team was so much better. But I also do think that Harden running a team, I feel like he's just more trustworthy with the ball. They both turn the ball over a lot, but I just feel as though Westbrook, he has an irrational confidence in his three ball, And in 2017, there were times where when Westbrook was in that series, when he was playing more of a team game, getting guys involved, they were in games, and then sometimes he would start jacking when the momentum went against him. However, I don't put that series on Westbrook really at all because they were an inferior team. But I'll just say this: Harden, as a leader of a team, almost took his team to the finals against one of the greatest teams of all time. I'm not going to be the guy that says they are the greatest. That's subjective, but one of the greatest teams of all time. He took them to the brink, 7 games and then 6 games the following year. His teams consistently did better than Russ's. He has been closer as the number one option to winning a ring. That is without a doubt true. And his ability to shoot the ball.
It was Chris Paul, or was it Russell West, or was it James Harden? Because
Harden is number one, Chris Paul is number 2.
So when Chris Paul left, James Harden since that time has been struggling to get out the first round. We got to make it very clear. James Harden has better teams than Russell Westbrook. He's had better stars. He's had Joel Embiid. He's had Chris Paul. He's had Kevin Durant. He's had Kyrie Irving. He's had better stars than what Russell Westbrook had around him.
I mean, let's just compare though. After the trade, right? After he got traded to Houston in 2013, right, Westbrook has a championship contender with him, and the Rockets are, they're only a playoff team because of Harden. That the fact they made the playoffs that year. That team was starting Jeremy Lin, I think Terrence Jones, Omer Ashik. That team was not that good. Chandler Parsons, that was their starting lineup. So he got that team to the 8th seed. That was impressive. The following year, he gets Dwight Howard, but the Thunder are a championship contender. He still has KD, MVP on his team. So I think you'd have to go year by year. It's a great discussion. So, but would you agree?
And that team, and you remember that team with that Westbrook got hurt. They were supposed to get to the finals that year. They went to 2 conference finals with KD and Russ, and they went to an NBA finals. So when he had his best player beside him and had some comparable pieces, they were able to win games. They beat the Spurs. They beat the Lakers. They beat some top-heavy teams that's been like notarized, historically wise, with Westbrook and Kevin Durant running their squad.
Would you agree, though, that Harden has been closer to winning a title as a number one option?
I will agree. I'll agree to that. But I also say that Harden's had better teams. They both need one thing and one thing only. They need 3-point shooters. And when Westbrook's been the number one option on his teams, he hasn't had the type of pieces that Harden has around him. And I just see the intangibles. People look at their skill set, the intangibles that Westbrook has, they offset James Harden. Russell Westbrook, his ability not to quit, I think says a lot to a guy like James Harden. When he doesn't get his way, like you saw in Game 7, he continuously folds.
Yeah, I think the thing about Harden that makes the biggest difference for the Harden fans and the Harden crowd is just the skill level. His ability to hit threes at a high clip. You have to play him tighter so he can get the step on you. His handle's much better. His passing is also more accurate, in my opinion. Although Westbrook's a great passer, but I think Harden's passing is more accurate. I'm just saying that because we had them back to back. I think sometimes Westbrook just puts too much heat on his passes sometimes and takes big risks, whereas Harden, his pocket passes are fantastic. Cross-court passes. Go ahead.
And you look at the stats.
Yeah.
Career stats. Westbrook has more rebounds, more assists. And James Harden, I think, leads him in stats, I think, only by 1,000. So, like the statistics, Westbrook has him beat. For a guy that's regular season so much better, career-wise, Westbrook beats him out. And I think he only has one more season instead of James Harden. So it's not like it's a huge differential. But, I think Harden is big in the regular season, but just based off of his track record and who the teams he's had, he hasn't gotten his team to this, I think, where he should have gotten them to.
Here's my thing, though, and I love Westbrook, but he hasn't been to the conference finals since 2016, right? He hasn't been to the conference finals since 2016. I love the guy.
And Harden has been there since 2018.
That's right. So, look, BJ, people in the comments, I can't wait to see these comments because I really defended Harden. So we got to the bottom of it all. Let me ask you this: you had to pick, get Harden off this team or get Ty Lue off the team? What are you doing?
Can I do both?
No, this you
Okay,
have to
let
do
me let me
one.
explain. Let me be honest with you. The reason I'm gonna pick one, but I say they're connected. And James Harden being the point guard, he's not willing to really change his style, like you mentioned. And Ty Lue ain't really changed his style. You got two people, I think it's just going to become like at a head. They're never going to get over the hump with Ty Lue's coaching philosophy and James Harden's playing style. I just don't think they're ever going to get off the hump. But if you ask me who I would pick, I would take I'll get rid of Ty Lue.
Okay. Well, BJ, let people know where they can find you. Great discussion. At the end of the day, the conclusion is a lot of it is down to modern basketball. Ty Lue does have his flaws, but it's also going to be hard to play a different way with Harden on the team, just given what he's great at.
Okay. Well, you guys can find me. You guys see me on my screen. B Jizzle. That's my IG. That's where you guys can find me. Go add me. Go check me out. Got a lot of good content over there for the Clippers, as well as go check me out at the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. That's my YouTube page. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram as well. Great topic. Got a lot of stuff coming for the summer as well. And yeah.
There we go. Subscribe to my man. And if, of course, you can follow me on X or Twitter and Instagram at Dime Dropper Pod, and subscribe to my own YouTube channel, Dime Dropper, where I'll have content coming on the NBA playoffs very soon because I haven't in so long. And Locked On Clippers is free and available wherever you get your podcast. Make sure you subscribe. You can listen wherever you get your podcast, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. The age-old proverb continues, go Clippers.